So, welcome to Castaway Cay.
Amen. This is fantastic. Look at this place.
How do you love it?
I love it. This
You're welcome.
is great. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. Even though you're welcomed first. This has been fantastic. This is our second day at Castaway Cay. We had a first day at Castaway Cay.
The trial day.
The check things out sort of day.
Right.
And then we went to Nassau, Bahamas for some reason that I'm still not sure why.
I don't think they like to talk about it. I don't think they're allowed to say
maybe not
what materials come on or off the ship during that stop.
Oh, no, I hadn't thought of that.
No,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. There could be some fun stuff in dinner tonight.
Limes.
Yeah, it's limes. That's what they call it.
That's where they pick up the limes.
The limes. You put the lime in the coconut, and then you drink them both up.
The coconuts come from a different place. Yeah, that's the idea. I don't know. So we were supposed to do this. This is the Marvel Day at Sea cruise, which they kind of I don't know, like blow it right off the bat. You get the Marvel Day at Sea right off the bat.
I thought that was kind of strange.
Like, here you go. What was the only day at sea we really had, right? So
I guess
that was it.
Were they planning that?
I don't know.
Before, like we had 2 days at sea back before the Grand Cayman people said, "Oh no, it's COVID time, so you can't come."
That's the other thing. I don't feel like they tell you what's going to actually happen when you're at sea.
Yeah.
Or which like Marvel Day at Sea is going to be the first day at sea or the second day at sea. They don't say that to you.
Right. I don't know. It seems like it was surely it was somewhere, or maybe it doesn't matter. I don't suppose. I mean, if you're going to do the Marvel stuff, you have your stuff with you, and it's not like, well, I need to run home and get my Marvel junk.
But wouldn't it matter, like, if you're planning an activity or something, and you say, well, I want to get that foot massage.
Yeah, I suppose that's true.
And
if
then it's
you're
Marvel
doing
Day, and you're like,
onboard
no.
thingy, like a foot massage. I got some stuff to talk about with the foot massage.
I think I got a little bit of a preview yesterday.
Yeah, that's I'm not happy about that part, but and it didn't even happen to me. It's just this extremely un-Disney thing happened that was
it's like what do you call that? It's like living vicariously, but it's I don't know. You almost have some sort of sympathy pain from the
Indignance by proxy.
I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, that's one of the reasons why I didn't do the spa thing here. I've had not that I've had any bad experiences with Disney spa stuff. Right. And I've never had a bad experience with Disney spa experience. I've never had a bad Disney spa experience. At a park. No, they don't do it at the parks. You know what I mean? Resorts.
Did somebody try to do that to you at the parks?
Well, I think we may have found a problem. That's for later. Yeah. And not that I said no, but they
Cosmic Rays doesn't have a spa in it. I don't know if anybody's told you.
Not yet, but
that's a good point.
But a cruise ship, which is where I think you're going with this. There's always this. There's always this pressure, like this. I couldn't even walk into the place the other day. I went in just to kind of look. I walk into the lobby. I had this like viscerally negative reaction. I gotta get out of here. I don't belong here. They look at me like it's like walking into a fancy clothes store.
Yeah.
And people look at you, and you realize, look, I probably belong here more than they do. The people who are working there, in terms of
because you're certainly more stressed.
Well, I was thinking about the clothing place, but right.
Even that.
But you walk in, and I feel judged immediately.
Yeah, and you probably are. I mean, that's
You don't. What are you doing here? And
if you think you're judged, you are.
And there's nowhere to sit. It's like walking into a hair salon, and then there's like I'm just gonna stand over here in the corner.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I feel going into those places, and then the
try
ladies,
not to bother anybody.
Yeah, the ladies like, can I help you? Like. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't think anyone can help me, ma'am.
No.
I think I'm beyond help.
And I know that they know that I know that they're booked out, like that there's no chance of me getting anything, right? But so I'm just here to browse. I just want to look at the stuff, right? But I also don't want to risk the sales experience, the person coming over with the chainsaw or whatever that noise is, and trying to sell me product. Like I just want to look. And so as soon as I walk in, I just have this negative feeling, and I run, which is what I did.
Well, even at spas, at like regular old land-based spas, I'm always dreading the push for the subscription. Where they're like, well, hey, do you want to subscribe? And then you get like a massage a month or something like that. And it's like, I don't know that I need that many massages. And I don't want yet another monthly fee. You know what I mean?
Well, like, there's that, right. But you deserve it. Really?
Oh, I do deserve it. Yeah. I think so.
Yeah.
That's certainly, and they definitely believe that I deserve to give them more money. But but yeah, it's just I don't want that. Like, I'll tell you if I want a subscription. To just let it be known in the place that subscriptions are a thing.
Right. By the way,
I will opt in or opt out of a subscription on my own. I am well aware of their existence.
Right.
You screaming them at me over and over and over again doesn't affect my decision-making process in the least. It isn't factored in even in slightly.
Yeah.
But on a cruise ship, it's like, and this is one of the things
would you
that
like to buy
kind
of. Well, yes, I would. Do you have a payment plan for that?
But the thing is that was one of the deals that I was kind of hoping that Disney Cruise Line wouldn't do, and that was the incredible weird salesmanship of cruise lines in general. Like, you go on a Carnival or a Royal Caribbean or whatever, you go to the spa, and they're going to try to sell you some stuff that you don't want because instead of getting the massage and being relaxed, they want to stress you out with a hard sell, which just seems counter
at the end
productive. Right after they've relaxed you. Now they've aggravated you again just before you leave. And maybe that's, on purpose so that you'll come back and get more.
I think they're trying to catch you in the moment of like, oh, I feel so good. I want to feel like this forever.
Does that work?
I think I would probably on me. It would. Yeah. Okay. I bought some stupid stuff, Marcus. Like, you should
after
see.
A massage.
I was like, this is why I didn't go this time. Like, because I know I'm a sucker. Like, I can't. You're in the room. This person has been touching you for an hour. I feel like we have a connection now.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, here's this stuff. And then they do the thing where they walk you out and they walk you over to the product.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Here's the things. Or here's Jimmy who's going to talk to you about all the things.
Yeah,
and he just handed me off.
I hate Jimmy.
I'm like, no. And then I just want it to be over.
It's like, look,
I just buy it.
I don't even have my clothes on, and you're giving me this. You want me to buy the herbal whatever's
loofah on a stick.
Can I please just put my pants back on? It'd be nice. See, but they do have you at a disadvantage like that. You get it right off the table. You have the towel, and they're like, "Oh, you ain't getting out of here. You ain't putting shoes on."
They let you put your clothes on first.
Oh, well, maybe I've gone to the wrong place.
You've gone to yeah.
Now the massage is on deck 1, right? Deck 1.
Right. Aft. Yes.
Deck 1 aft. So to speak. It is abaft the mainsail, laddie.
I know. I can't, like, this is why I didn't do it, because I just, I have to weigh the two things. Like, yes, it's nice to have a massage, and then on the other hand, I can't deal with this.
I don't want a timeshare.
There's the other thing. There's the other thing that I'm always not sure of either.
What's that?
Is how, like, am I supposed to get fully undressed? Am I not supposed? And I know they kind of, it's like, they leave it up to you, but I want to know, like, what do most people do?
Right, yeah.
But
please
it's not a conversation.
Let me know the norm.
They don't tell you this.
Don't leave that kind of crap up to me.
No. Give me the doctor's office routine where they'll say, like, take everything off. And then you give them the look, like, everything? Yes, everything.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I still fear, though, that they're going to be like, oh, I didn't mean everything.
And what I've always wanted to do is where they go, disrobe to your comfort level. And then they leave, and then they come back in, and I've donned a tuxedo. That's what I want.
I'm wearing a sweater now.
Just to see what they do.
Yes. I have my dickie on.
Right.
And
I'm completely disrobed, but a dickie. This is
for anyone who doesn't know what that
comfort level.
In case you're wondering, it's not that. It's like a turtleneck.
It's a fake. It's the weirdest thing ever.
It's just the neck. It's just the neck of a turtleneck.
Like this square, of fabric to make it look like it goes up under the shirt you put over it or the sweater or whatever. Right. And but it's not. It's like the weirdest. I don't know who came up with that, but that's for people who want to look like they're wearing a turtleneck, but only want to wear the most uncomfortable part of the turtleneck, which is the actual titular turtleneck.
Well, I think it's like for warm climates.
But wouldn't you want to wear the whole turtleneck?
No, if it's a warm climate, so you want to look the part. But you want to look like Jerry Brown, but you don't want to have the full dress going, and so you wear your mesh and your
wear an actual mesh.
Yes,
where you can see the.
Yes,
you're like Cousin Eddie,
like a cover-up. Why don't they make this for men, by the way?
Cover-ups?
Yes.
Like swimsuit type cover-ups?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's no men's cover-up.
Yeah, I think we should start that. I think we should.
You know what they call them? Shirts.
It'd be like a swimming version of a smoking jacket.
Yes, but mesh.
But mesh, right? Exactly. It looks like you're wearing a ping pong net.
Well, larger holes or smaller
larger holes.
No,
oh, okay, so it's more of a tennis net. Kind
of? You want air to move.
I don't know why it's racket sports. Or is it a squash net? What are you trying to go?
Say ball sports.
There's no racquetball net.
No, but it's like you want the air to flow.
Yeah, you do. That's true.
But you want to be covered up.
Yeah. So you figure.
So you need something like meshy.
Yeah.
But also, by the way, I've hit this microphone with my hand a few times.
That's the people at home.
So enjoy that. Yeah. Sorry about that. In case you're wondering, it's not your speakers.
Captain gesticulation over here.
I don't know where I was going with
you want a mesh cover up?
I just feel like people I've seen ladies walking around with mesh. Like cover up things. Sometimes they're also not mesh; they're like other materials, and I feel like
now I can see kind of like a mosquito net, like really tiny kind of holes. I can see that. I think that if you get too, it needs to not. Now this is kind of a bizarre and seemingly arbitrary thing, but you'll understand why when you hear exactly what I've got to say about this. That the holes in the mesh must be smaller than your own nipple circumference. Because the last thing you want
no
because the last thing you want is for your nipples to be poking through the net in any way, and because it gets there's something very 70s about that I don't think that we want.
Well, some people might want it. I mean,
well, true, but I think
nipple net. There's nothing wrong with that.
Little nipple nut.
Well, net.
Oh, net. Okay.
Oh my God. Now I'm very conscious of. I'm gonna drape myself now.
And make sure you
cover the microphone
up.
For those of you who just felt like you were under a hood, you were.
And I am sorry about that.
So, but you didn't go to the spa here.
I did not. No, a friend of mine on the cruise did.
Yeah.
And the thing is that she had signed up. Because for whatever reason, massage people need your entire medical history. I don't know what they do with that information. I don't know why they need it. My dentist did not need that much information.
It's a little weird. It's they want to know all.
They need to know what prescription drugs I'm on.
Have you ever had operations?
Yeah,
do you have allergies?
If you've got a thing that the massage might aggravate, put that thing on there and go, is this you or not? You got, like, is there a prescription medication that causes complications? Then say, like, are you on Flabosil? And if you are, then you can say yes. If you're not, But why do they need to list all of your prescription medications? Like, that doesn't, you don't need that information.
Well, do people actually fill that part out? Like, do they?
I mean, I guess most people are like, well, they're asking for a reason. What happens if you get some of the vanilla scented oil on you and you've been on remdesivir or whatever the heck?
Oh yeah, that's good.
And then that could turn you into philistiller. I don't know. It could have just an adverse effect and make you really like Jethro Tull now, or something. I don't know.
Phil and Still are like Jethro Tull.
Yes, okay. they were very.
Those are hard to say
buddies.
together. Phil and Still are Jethro.
That's why they never toured together. That's the only reason.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
The only reason they never toured together. But yeah, she writes all of this up.
Yeah.
And she puts muscle pain on there. Like, duh, I'm at a massage. What's some things you're experiencing or whatever, muscle pain. She gives it to the massage personnel. Mm-hmm. She's waiting. And then, I don't know what's his name, Clem, comes in, and he's the guy that sells orthotics. And he's like, I see you put muscle pain, orthotics. And she was like, whoa, why do you have that form? Did all of the HIPAAs get violated just now? Why?
And this was in the waiting room still.
Right. Yeah. And not the massage therapist, not the person for whom this information is intended.
Also not a medical professional.
Exactly, not a medical professional. A guy that's selling a bunch of horse crap. And then the thing is that she got sold orthotics when she toured the gym, and then it seems like there was one other time, and then this was like the third time's the charm, and it's the same guy. It's the one guy that's going around. I guess he's like
accent?
I don't know. I haven't seen the guy myself. Probably.
Certainly got
absolutely, or maybe South African.
No offense to the Brits, but
they
do that on the cruise. No, but the cruise ships love this. They put anybody in a sales position.
Yeah.
They're attractive, and they have a
cruise
British
director
accent.
guy has an English accent from somewhere, but yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Why do you have that paper, for one? Mm-hmm. And number two, will you stop with the frickin' orthotics? If I needed them, I'd get them. The place I would not go to get them is a cruise ship.
See, this is when I think you really, at this point, at this juncture, you want to kind of go down this Socratic path, and that's when you say Cliff or whatever his name is, Cliff, British dude.
Bite me.
No.
That's Socratic, right?
Going into what's your theory? What is your operating theory in terms of muscle pain? Like how many different types of orthotics do you carry? That's what I would want to know.
I would not want him to elaborate further.
No, because you got to get all the information, and then what I'm hoping is to say, well, we come up with a custom thing, tell me, how do you actually customize
waste as much of his time as you can.
Right, and then, but also, and then you get to the point where, and is this something that, I will. Once it addresses my pain, my underlying pain, and my misery, but will I need to wear them anymore, or is this something that I continue to wear, right? And then what I'm hoping he says is oh yes, to prevent the pain from coming back, you want to continue to wear the orthotics, right? At which point you say, Cliff, I'd like to see your orthotics.
What are you wearing?
Show me what you're wearing.
Are you preventing your pain with orthotics? I
bet he's not wearing any orthotics.
Now, that would be, if you really want to get a sales position anywhere, that's super high demand for that job, like you sell, I don't know,
seashells by the seashore,
Lexuses or something, somewhere that's the pinnacle of a salesperson's career. I think one of the tests you have to go through and pass is that to have the orthotic salesman jump on you and try to sell you all of the things, and you end up selling orthotics to him. If you can switch it around and make him start going, maybe I need some orthotics. If you're able to do that, if you're able to do a full reversal on him, I think that would be a big notch on your resume.
I so wish we had a printer, because
I'm so glad we don't have a printer.
What if we could do is print up. It'd have to be a nice printer, because what we need is.
When you're on an island.
We could have done this in Nassau, man. We could have done this in Nassau.
Of course. The place is silly with nice printers.
Yes, we could have gotten orthotics business cards, man. Some legitimate sounding company, right?
Yeah.
We go in, we make the appointment. He gives us the hard sale and say, "Look, Cliff, can you come here a second? Look, I love what you're doing here. If you're ever interested, I'm not going to buy it. I own this orthotics company. If you're ever interested in a job, let me know."
It's kind of shut it down, right?
Yes, because if you hand him a business card for the thing that he's trying to sell, he's going to shut him down, right? He's not going to continue to try to sell you that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So maybe that's what I need to do. I need to go into these places with business cards for basically any of the things that they could possibly be selling.
Yeah.
Massage oils, loofah on a stick.
In Nassau, I wish I had had business cards that said hair braiding on them. I got assaulted by no less than 30 people wanting to sell hair braiding to us. Not to me specifically. Although that would have been interesting. I would have been like, she doesn't want it, but what can you do with this?
What are my options?
Yeah. Pitch me something.
They'd braid the
I'm sure.
heck out of that. Yeah,
I'm sure. It would be like all pokey uppy. It'd kind of be cool.
Yeah, can you make it look like Pinman or whatever that guy was? Pinhead?
Pinman. Pinstein. That was his name.
You know what I'm talking about?
Arthur Pinman.
The horror movie, dude. Okay.
From whatever that was, Hellraiser.
I don't know. I never saw it. I just saw the posters.
I just know there's a guy
with pins sticking
out
in
his head.
Yeah, can you do this?
It's like head trauma, no good with that guy.
Just showing the card.
Yeah. I'm looking for this right here. Show me what you got.
Here's my hair braiding card. Have you ever?
There's a good test. It's like, well, if you can do this, you're going to be my full-time.
Yeah, but I'm actually not looking to hire them. I just want them to go
but you make them think you
are. Or you could say, no, I'm not interested, but I am interested in a sandwich.
Can you braid me up a sandwich?
Could you get me a sandwich? I'll stay right here.
I'll even have it on challah bread because that's braided, right? So, there you go. There you go. You tie it in.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll be fine with it.
Do you have a portfolio you can show me?
Yeah. Let me see your best work. What do you think your...
Start pointing.
Yes, there was a stone.
There's the people.
That guy.
And that guy.
Let's suck that guy in.
But I didn't see any people on the ship with. I don't think anybody got it done.
Probably not.
Yeah, that's
another thing that they're super duper hard sell in Nassau with the hair braiding and the Cuban cigars and all of that, and I don't ever see anybody. Like, I have to wonder, is this effective? How well do you do with that? Well, like with they'll follow you and like, hey, I got Havana cigars. I got Havana cigars. No, they're in a freezer bag. But I mean, they're. But I'm wondering, like, how many sales do you make?
By like being persistent, like following.
Right. You're like taking that tack. Like, I wonder if you would differentiate yourself by setting up a booth, and it's just called, I'm not messing with you, but I've got this stuff. Like it's a soft sell, hair braiding and Havana cigars and whatever and tourism information and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not thinking that's gonna work.
Yeah, that's gonna work. Like, nobody wants those products at all.
No, I think they're counting on the person changing their mind. Like, I said no, I said no, I said no, I said no, I said no. Well,
fine. Like,
okay.
Or is it just like, okay, I'll buy one if you'll go away?
Well, there's definitely that.
But see, you have to know that that's not going to work, because then the next guy on the next block is going to, grab you.
In New York, what they do, they have the hat guys, and they'll, especially if you have a kid, they'll put the hat on the kid. And the kid's like, oh, I love this hat.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like $20.
So that's pretty smart. Yeah.
Like, and then you have to be the
now, if they can braid your kid's hair in that amount of speed, now that would be worth that.
In New York.
Not in New York. Well, not even here. And that's the thing, is that I think that if they can go like, whoop, look at that. Now, that's $20. I would pay $20 for that.
It's also permanent. It's not very permanent. Like, did you see a lot of hat vendors? Were there people saying, like,
I didn't see a lot of hat vendors.
Like, I could have used a hat.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
see, that's the thing. They should be doing market research. They'd be like, what do people want?
Temporary tattoos. Sell me a temporary tattoo. Something.
I think there were some of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Not like henna.
Well, maybe it's henna.
Yeah, henna's too.
Henna's a different thing.
Yeah, because that's going to last 2 weeks or so. I don't have time for that.
So you're talking about like a couple hours?
Just something for tonight.
Yeah.
Just something to freak my spouse out.
No, they should.
I got this nice face tattoo.
Right. Teardrops and stuff. Now, those sort of the Cracker Jack tattoos, they should have like full back pieces.
I think they probably do.
That temporary. Yeah. I think that would be interesting.
I think they do.
You can get like a crucifix or something on the back.
Or an angel.
Yeah.
The big wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a lot of kanji that doesn't mean what you think it means.
Kanji being the Japanese.
Yeah, Chinese writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the phonetic one, or is that the symbol?
That is not the phonetic one.
That's
the pictographic one.
Okay. I was just talking to Henry about this.
Yeah, and you think it says like honor or something, and it just says like dogs in a box or something, and you know.
What?
You just thought the letters looked cool.
Oh, speaking of dogs in a box.
I knew I shouldn't have brought up that topic.
Oh my God, my dogs are at boarding right now.
Oh, and you've got the ability to live cam them, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's like the worst thing for you.
And they have this suite thing that they're in, not the highest level suite, because those are all demolished right now because they're rebuilding the thing. And so they're in the next level down, and they share their space, and they have it, it's fine, and they have they have Disney Disney movies that play on the little screen.
Oh.
And then,
okay, so this is Best Friends on Disney property.
Yes. And then they have a little camera and they give you the URL and the login information for that camera, and then you can log in and see your pet.
Right.
Oh, you can chat with them too if you want to really freak them out.
Yeah, that seems like not a good idea.
It's terrible, right? So I mean, maybe for some people, their pets like that kind of thing. Like, oh, hello, I'm not actually here, but
they're invisible.
Are you in the wall? Are you okay?
Yeah, I think that would be more bad than good. Right. I don't know.
But you can do it passively, so you can hear them.
Didn't know we were next to the interstate.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, it's the Castaway Cay interstate, Route 1. They have so I log in. We're in Miami. This is the night before boarding. I don't know. It's probably 10:30, 11 p.m. or something like that. I look at the camera. Oh God, Sophie, Luna's laying there on the bed, like the elevated bed, right in front of the camera. Sophie is standing. I can only see her butt. Cute little butt that it is, and she's standing there, and she's whining, like and she's barking and barking like I'm like she needs to go out. Somebody let her out. Somebody let her out. I was freaking out. You can't call them.
You can turn on your thing that talks to the dogs and be like, "Hey, can somebody let this dog out, please? Hello, I have to pee."
I should start yelling, "Help! Help!"
I'm stuck in the dog thing.
That may have worked. I'm trapped. So I'm like freaking out. Like I'm just gonna hang up. Maybe she's. And then
that's what I mean. This is no good for you.
40 minutes later, I check back in.
Oh Lord!
Oh no! And in the middle of the night, I woke up at like 2 a.m. and I was so tempted to check. But then I was afraid because there's no way to turn, for whatever reason, unlike any other app on your phone, there's no way to turn the volume all the way down. I don't understand.
So you're going to hear it no matter what?
Yes, so would Henry and Michelle. Like, they're definitely going to wake up if she's still... Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, but I want to know whether she's still crying or not. So, but I didn't do it. So I was awake for like an hour just laying there worried. It was like Schrodinger's dog. I'm like, if I don't check, I can neither confirm nor deny whether she's right.
Yeah, and usually that's a bit of a comfort. Like I'll leave it in their hands. I won't micromanage. I'll just trust that the people at the Disney Best Friends thing will take care of business the way Disney people do.
So here's the thing. It wasn't like I was afraid she was going to die.
Well, no.
But at the same time, I'm like, this is the dog who's used. It's 11 o'clock. Oh, it's time for bed. Oh, we're going to go outside, and we're going to use the bathroom, and then we're going to come back in, and we'll get a little treat, and then we're going to go to bed. They get the treat because Luna has now trained us that she won't come inside unless I say, "Hey, you want a treat?" And so then I end up having to put my shoes on and go ahead and then she comes in. It's fine. Anyway, so I'm afraid that they're just ready for their routine. Okay, and that's not happening. Right. Also, she's used to going into the bedroom, and usually Luna will go into her little dog crate, the big dog crate thing, and the shelf next to my bed.
Right.
And then Sophie will jump up into the bed. But they're not getting to do that now.
Yeah, they're in a new spot.
They're in a new spot.
Doesn't have all those things in it.
No, it's concrete.
It's concrete? That
Well,
seems rather uninviting.
Well, it's concrete. What are you going to do? You can't go to carpet the place.
Well, I guess it's dogs, so you didn't want to do that. But concrete seems.
Well, they have like bed things that are in there. But then I worry, like, because all I can see is the elevated one where Luna is perched on a bed, and I don't know what the rest of the situation is. It's off camera.
True.
So I don't know. Where's Sophie laying? Maybe she's whining because she doesn't have a sufficiently comfortable bed to lay on. I don't know.
Maybe they're just upset that there's no white noise.
That's the other thing, right? Right. And so of course I emailed them.
Of course you did.
This happened the next day too. I didn't just do it immediately. I did wait another day.
Okay.
And it happened again. And then I really freaked out. So then I emailed them, and I was very, I think magnanimous, and I said, I was saying, I just want to make sure that Sophie's getting her medicine also, because I give them trazodone to kind of chill them out a little bit. So and she didn't seem chilled out, right? So I'm like, I just want to make sure she's getting it. Luna seems great, and poor Luna, because every time she's like asleep. She's like an old lady asleep. It's like, she's like asleep, and then startles, like, because Sophie keeps waking her up.
Right. Yeah.
Right? So she's trying to sleep and she can't. Anyway, so and then I'm throwing money at them too in this email. I'm like, and look, if there's anything else, essentially I can buy. If there's any extra walks, extra whatever, like someone to lay in the kennel with them, whatever it takes, whatever it takes.
They're like, have you thought about orthotic?
Right. I will buy them. I'll buy all the orthotics it takes. Yes, just line the place with orthotics. That would be probably pretty comfortable. So then I get an email back from them the next day. Not early enough from my liking, and they basically said yes, she's getting her medicine, and she's probably just adjusting, and maybe she's hearing the other dogs. And then that's when I thought, it's like, well, of course she's hearing the other dogs.
Right.
She doesn't have any white noise. These are the dogs I told you that when the white noise stops, they look up like, what's happened? What's wrong with the world? They need the white noise.
The fact that you've managed to make your dogs just as uptight as you are about these things is very interesting to me.
They need the white noise. I think anyone who's like lives with white noise for a week can never go back.
Yeah.
It's a lovely, beautiful thing.
Once you go white.
Once you go white noise, you can't go. It's wonderful. Anyway, I think that's the problem. I think and she did. I did check on her like the next day, of course, and she seems fine now.
Chilled out a little bit.
Yeah,
that's good.
But I think also the weekend, like they don't have the camp thing going as much during the weekend as they do in the weekdays, and they go to the camp also during the day, and so that probably wears them out, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
So now tomorrow, when we get back, I have a dilemma. Because Michelle, when she booked this, she, for whatever reason, booked it through this being the boarding, not the cruise.
Oh, right.
But she booked it to Friday, through Friday. And they even have like they're supposed to both be getting baths before they go home, and that's a whole thing, right? Because you don't want that crawling up in bed with you, like been like licked by 17 other dogs for the past 5 years. Probably more than 17 actually. Yeah.
As they say, when you lick your dog, you're not only licking your dog, you're licking every
dog,
other dog.
Every other dog's licked your dog. Yeah, I hear that a lot actually.
Yeah.
So they get all that done, and then we pick him up. But we get back tomorrow.
Yeah, which is Thursday.
Right. So now my dilemma is, how much effort do I put into making a ship-to-shore call to get
step it up,
the bath done early? And I probably have already paid. It's a sunk cost at this point. Like, I'm paying for that additional night. Whether I pick them up early or not, right?
Right.
Or do I let it ride and have them stay one more night?
Yeah, I mean...
But that's sort of like saying, let my kids stay in prison one extra day.
They bathe you in prison?
Well, the fancy prison. Yes.
That Bernie Madoff
You've seen
prison.
First Blood. Rambo, First Blood. Yes, they bathed him. First thing they did.
That's true. I think it was a tad harsher, hopefully,
Well,
than what they have planned for your dogs.
It was thorough, Marcus.
I don't think lye is involved.
It was a thorough cleaning, is what it was. It was every crevice was spick and
Ain't no
span.
lice on them dogs.
No. John Rambo, clean as a whistle.
So they say.
So I had to figure that out.
I spring.
I think that bird just whistled back at me.
I think you did.
Come on. Okay, maybe not.
It's like you get one.
You get your one. That's it. Everyone gets one.
The rest go on your room charge.
That's the other thing. The room charge. Did you have like onboard credit left over?
Onboard credit?
Yeah.
No. I mean everything that.
Like we had onboard. I guess maybe because.
From what? Like did
you book before they?
I bet you did a thing in Grand Cayman, right? You had an excursion? No,
I didn't.
Oh.
But I think somehow I got something. I got some onboard credit for the. He did it. I was delayed, but he did it. I had some onboard credit for something, but it's like a significant amount of credit.
Really?
Yeah.
Something got canceled, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I must have paid for it because. But now I feel like it's Brewster's Million, like because I can't take it with me.
Right. Yeah. So now you're ordering all of the photographs and all.
Well, I have to do that. But like the other day, I don't know. We were at the coffee place. Carlos and I were at the coffee place, and he insisted on buying the coffees.
Yeah.
And his like Brazilian buddy who was behind the register like wasn't having any part of me saying no, I got it. And I'm like, you don't understand.
I've got a deadline here.
Right. I can't buy a stamp with an upside down plane
and then mail it.
Yes. So, but now I'm afraid. But now at the same time, I'm afraid that I'm clearly going to go over because I've been spending like it's Brewster's Million.
Yeah, you've gotten into a rhythm.
Yeah, like the data plans I'm blowing through.
I don't doubt it.
Like, can we please have another? Just like another for the table.
Yeah, some data for the table for it.
Oh my gosh. I think I have bought the large data package 3 times.
3 times?
3 times. Lady.
That's a gigabyte, right? Each?
Yeah, it's a gigabyte each. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a problem, I think.
Have you, do you do the roaming when you're here? I've spent $250.
I'm spending the equivalent of like how much it costs each night for them to be there, probably,
right.
in data plan, just to check on them.
and ship to shore communications.
I just can't. This is so stressful. Oh God, it's so stressful. And dropping them off. Oh God, why they don't?
They do the thing where they look at you like you've betrayed them.
No, oh no, the dogs. No, that's a sad thing. It's like they don't understand. They just no. It's that when you get there, you have to form. They're always busy. You have to form a queue. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you ever tried to queue with dogs.
Yeah.
Around other dogs.
Other dogs. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And also physically distanced because of COVID.
Yeah, and dogs don't care about that.
No, and then there's always the one dog in line, usually right before they get called, that poops on the floor. Right before. So now you get the code, whatever the code is for that, and they have to get that all cleaned up. It's a whole thing, and then they want to go over all the paperwork that they could have actually just had me complete before I got there.
Right. Yeah. Print these out. And, yeah.
Right.
I don't know why the internet isn't used more.
This whole thing, and every time, Marcus, every time I think to myself when I leave there, I think I just need to work here. I need to just get a job and fix all of this.
They need to get Knappy.
They do. I'm gonna quit all my other stuff, and I'm just gonna go work there, and it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you should start a consultant firm called Getting Knappy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that would sell.
It would. Yeah, like you gotta get some Knappy up in there.
Or orthotics maybe.
Yeah, there you go. Well, we've already fixed that one. You get them.
God. I don't know what I just can't. I don't know. The dogs. Every time is why we don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I get so stressed about this. I can't.
Yeah, it's not even because of the stress it puts on the dogs. It's the stress it puts on you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're stressed out.
People ask why I don't have pets.
Yeah, I know. There was this 8-month period of time when we didn't have a dog.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the longest. Since Michelle and I have been married, I think the longest that we went without a dog was, I think, 9 months.
Mm.
Yeah, 9 months. And I gotta tell you, it was kind of nice. Like you just go.
Yeah,
you're like,
it's weird, right?
You want to go? Yes, let's just go somewhere.
You could just leave the house at random.
It just, you don't have to worry. It's just, we just leave, right?
Yeah.
But I get a lot of joy, too.
Yeah, okay.
But then there's these moments. I'm like, I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's I got to figure that out.
Well, to get you on a happier subject, let's talk about the pin you sent me over the Navigator app. Cruise ship toilet.
I feel this is almost.
I have lots of things to say about cruise ship toilets.
Right. What can be said that hasn't been said already?
Probably not a lot, but
I understand why certain things on cruise ships have to be designed the way they are because it's a cruise ship.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But why the toilet seats have to be so small?
Yeah. When there's clearly room. I mean, it's not an efficiency of space thing. There's room for the toilet seat to be bigger than that.
Right. It's not like it's door clearance or anything like that. It's actually because they measured everything. I look, this is fine, and I even went and checked in. Like Henry has a different bathroom that's like this, like the tiny little thing, and his had plenty of room too to have a larger toilet seat.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand why. But and then another thing I can think is this ship was built in '98. Maybe people were just smaller.
Yeah. It could be.
What else?
The average size of the American
It was a European
person
standard or something?
Was 5'2" back in the 98s?
Right.
Yeah.
It was they had a lot of rickets too.
A lot of rickets.
So they had
They're silly with rickets.
So silly rickets. You know that didn't silly putty.
Silly rickets.
Silly rickets was out first, and Silly
worse.
Putty came around, had a better name, and then that was it. Yeah.
It was sort of a VHS Betamax thing. And
like cornflakes.
Exactly like cornflakes. I don't understand that, and the fact that the bowl side, it would almost be okay to me if the seat even extended inward just a little bit, because it's too rail-like on the outside. It's very thin. It's weirdly thin. Don't you find? The part that you sit your ass on. I mean, I don't know why I
don't know whether you can say that or not, but okay. So, I don't know. I don't feel like it's a width problem.
To you, it's a whole width. Like the width of the thing in general needs to be wider.
No, the width is fine.
The width is fine?
It's the length.
Oh, I see.
It's the depth of the toilet seat.
So you feel like it does not come
doesn't
far enough out.
You don't have enough clearance, man.
Yeah.
You can't deal with that. You know what I'm talking about. You can't. It's not appropriate sizing. Mm-hmm. In any event, then I thought to myself, oh, now I get it. Because, I don't know if I'm sharing too much at this point, but what?
Hey.
I courtesy flushed for myself.
Good. While sitting on it?
Yes. Which...
Holy crap! And you're alive?
It was just like, I wasn't...
Or did you find that you were suddenly finished? Because it had sucked it all out of you.
So what I realized, it's one of the things where I hit the button and I realized like what I had done at that
What
second.
have I done? My God.
So what's the best course of action? I'm just going to say...
Abandon ship.
So it happens, and I was bracing myself for like disaster.
Because you're about to be on deck one.
You're
like, and you go right into that sucker.
The force of suction on this thing,
dude.
It's like if the door was open to the balcony, I think like things would have come, like
Right.
doors would have slammed.
The ship would have moved slightly to the left.
The Earth is now off its axis slightly. So it happens, and I gotta tell you, it's kind of refreshing.
I don't doubt it.
You should try it. You got a whole night.
It's like a bizarre reverse air enema.
It's it's going to get me the next thing because it's an reverse air enema.
Because it's sucking the air out, not putting it in.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what like it is. Yeah. But then I thought to myself,
RAE.
this is why it can't be any larger, because you have to have a nice seal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because without the seal, the soap would have come. It would have been like.
Yeah. You'd have to have gotten.
You do
shoes.
feel a breeze. I think I might like you
No,
feel
you
like
do.
there's a breeze.
Every time I flush that sucker, and if I'm barefoot, especially because I'll have the door closed, you can feel air rushing under the door to fill the vacuum that thing has just created in the room.
Yes.
I'm surprised my ears don't pop.
It's pretty amazing. So I think you should try the sit and flush. Too.
I honestly think that like there isn't anything. I mean, aside from a hard material that is larger physically, and probably has to be significantly larger, like at least an inch in diameter wider than the orifice in the actual toilet. Barring that, there is nothing you can't flush down that toilet. If there were a friggin' family of ferrets in that bowl, they'd probably have to be wet. So you wet the ferrets, you hit the button, every single one of them would have gone down that friggin' hole, because the suction on those toilets is nothing short of intimidating, actually. I'm not entirely sure I should be in the same room with a thing that can do that.
But then you have the opposite thing happening on the other side of the wall, at least in our room, where you have the hair dryer. Do you have a hair dryer?
Oh yeah,
the hair dryer
it's a
thing?
freaking 240 volt hair dryer.
But it looks like it's like a phone.
Oh,
like
wait a minute!
somebody.
You're talking about the one that's attached to the wall.
Yes.
Yes.
You pull that thing out. It looks like you're gonna like you're gonna.
Right.
And as soon as you pull, it's like you pull it, and then the air immediately starts coming out. Right. But it's not like it's kind of like this reverse vacuum. It's like.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's not real forceful.
It's not terribly useful.
It kind of moves your hair around, and it doesn't start off hot.
Right. Yeah.
But it gets there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it gets too hot. You're like, you can't. If the tube thing just even touches your skin, it's scalding.
That's the thing, is that tube, man.
It's so hot.
Man, it's hot. And it's like, this has now turned from a hair drying machine into something I should be using on clothing or something to make it,
or curling your hair even.
Right, maybe that.
So I don't
Or
quite
putting iron-ons on my shirt.
I don't quite understand what's happening with that, but I think it's the same thing that's powering the water too, because the I don't know how your water. The water is so hot.
Yeah.
And there's no amount of cold you can add to it. Mm-mm. You have to dial the heat back.
Right.
And then it will cool, and then the cold up.
If you turn the cold, like if you get it the right temperature, you turn the cold all the way off.
Nothing happens.
It's almost like the hot isn't even on at that point. It's just kind of this trickle of hot water because it just takes a little bit of this superheated plasma water.
It is what that is.
To give you the temperature that is low enough that it won't actually take skin off of your body.
Exactly.
And still be hot enough to use for things. I mean, like I think I actually just sort of look at the hot water dial, and that makes it hot enough. Like that's all it takes on that hot water dial.
What was the other pin that I sent you? I should have taken a screenshot, because that's the other thing. This Wi-Fi situation with the app.
Bizarre.
You can only be connected to the app if you are on the ship's Wi-Fi. But the ship's Wi-Fi is notoriously fickle. I don't even know what this is. I'm connected to my phone. That's not helpful.
I got this ship's Wi-Fi a second ago.
I'm gonna.
Well, not a second ago, I guess.
Because this is what's so helpful is that. Oh, actually, wait. If I go into the app, will I be able to see?
Yeah, I can't see the Wi-Fi anymore. So, maybe you can still access. I can
still see the old stuff.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I can. I'm not.
See, I need to know about the Dirty Puppet.
Well, as it turns out, the Dirty Puppet wasn't. There ended up not being any puppet because apparently
the
dirty puppeteer, he is a dirty puppeteer. The dirty puppeteer, like
is this
his
that
adult
guy
show,
they were talking about?
Yeah, but his adult show, like the kids show, is full of puppets.
Right.
The adult show, I think he would have the audience members as the puppets or something.
Well, that doesn't sound like fun.
But you can't do that because
COVID.
Well, yeah, because like everyone has to wear a mask when they get up. So how good is that?
How easy is ventriloquism now, though?
Oh yeah, like I can do this, no problem.
A lot of professions took a hit during COVID, but ventriloquism is skyrocketing.
Oh my God, there's so many things that have happened this week.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
We can't even cover all of this.
This is what I always imagined going on a vacation with you would be like, because the amount of pins I had before we boarded the boat, for about the week before, since we recorded last, were very low. Low amount of pins, maybe one, I don't even know. Mm-hmm. Since this thing started, I have gotten...
It's a few.
There's a half a dozen in the Navigator app. You actually sent me a couple over text, and it's just...
I did send you a couple. Why did I do that?
I don't know. I think it was when we were still in...
in port?
Still in port, yeah.
Well, but, there's one I have to talk about, at least today. And Cabanas is the food place, like the buffet food place that you go to. Now, breakfast, you go to breakfast there, and it's always the same stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a recurring nightmare. Like every time you go to the first station, you're like, no. You go to the next station, like, oh, it's the same stuff. You go to the third, it's the same stuff.
There's 4 different lines, and they all have the exact same things.
And every day I go, just in case, just per chance, something's different. Mm-hmm. And it's not.
Right.
Never different. Breakfast is always the same thing.
I don't know about the end because it's in a U.
It's the same?
Right? And that's always the same too.
The same thing, constantly. Okay.
That's where the donuts are, though.
That's where and the gravel locks apparently.
Gravel locks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but at lunch, because I don't go there for dinner. Dinner we go to the dining hall. Yeah, that's what they call it. Dining hall.
What my grandfather referred to as the chow hall.
The mess hall. Yeah. At lunch I go in and here's my problem. It's like walking into the spa again.
It's a hard sell. It really is.
Immediately, I'm trying to not make eye contact. Like I'm not just like avert my eyes. There's the person who wants to help you, who wants to like teach you, who wants to show you all the things.
Every time you walk in there, they're like, okay, treat everybody as though they've never seen a buffet in their life.
Like I know, I'm okay. I got this, right? and then I move along, and then the people try to, like, and I just want to first pass, look and see what's going on.
Yeah. What do you want? What do you want? I haven't even seen all the things yet.
Right. So
I don't know what I want.
So I go past the first station, right? And I get to the second station. I'm like, it's the same things.
Yeah.
Right? So why keep going at that point?
Yeah.
It's not going to change.
It's true.
All right. So...
if you're like me, sometimes you need to see it again because, like I've mentioned before, if I'm playing poker or something, as soon as I look at
you have to look again.
Cards and I put them down, I have immediately forgotten what I have.
Absolutely.
I was like, I might have a joker and that thing that lists like what rank all of the hands are. I don't remember.
And then you get to the third station, and it's the same thing. So, now that's where I'm going to get my stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
But I feel bad for the people I passed by because now I know that they're looking down here and seeing like, well, why didn't he stop by my spot?
Right. Like, what's wrong with me?
Right.
Like,
Yeah. So now I have this whole I'm like, okay, I gotta
So you go back and you're like,
I get something different from them.
Yeah.
No, I'm going literally deliberately don't get something from this place, so that I can go back to the other one. They get this thing that could have gotten here, and I get it from them. And then I worry like, oh, now this guy's wondering why didn't I?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it's the opposite of going to Best Buy to browse and then buying from Amazon. You're actually
I'm buying from.
You're trying to get that first
every department at Best
first
Buy.
Guy.
Yes. Yeah. So okay. So yesterday this happens, and I get the stuff. And then I say, I'm going to go and look at the desserts. I don't usually get the desserts at lunch, but I'm going to go and do it. And I go around, and I go around the bend, and sure enough, there's a new station.
When was this?
This was yesterday. Wow. And they had like Indian food, and they had other stuff. I'm like, what? Where did this come from? This has never been here. And
was it like a new fixture, like a new?
No.
Or is just an area of the place that was usually there, but they have now repurposed it to this?
No, it was in one of the areas which would normally have been a repeated steak,
right.
but this one had different stuff.
So it was one of the full lines, and it is new. It is different.
Nowhere else does it occur but this one spot on this one side. So the suckers going on the other side.
Don't even know.
Don't even know it exists.
Wow.
And I usually go to the other side. So now I'm like, how long has this been here? I didn't even make it all the way around.
Yeah.
Because Tony on the way in wanted to take care of me right. Like,
he wanted to be like, okay, so now buffet is a French word, and it means he's giving you the whole history of buffets, and
I just want
this whole time
I just want to look. I just want
new stuff.
Right. I just want to look, and then also, because they're dishing everything up for you, I have to constantly like, do you want anything else? And I have to keep asking, well, how much? Like how much? What's my capacity at this point? Like,
how much I got left?
And I can't see
how many slots?
Because they're hiding the plate from me. Like I can't see where it's in a blind spot, and it's like I don't know. I don't know whether I can fit anything else.
And they always seem so like hurt when you don't order all the food or something like that, right?
Do you want to try that? Do you want to try this?
Like, come on, Yeah, and I feel so bad, but I'm like, I don't need to eat all of the things.
No.
I have eaten.
But then there's that one thing they'll say like, oh, would you like some of this? Oh, actually, yes, I would like some of that.
Yeah, and then that just encourages them to keep going. It does
encourage them. Yeah.
The one time it works, it pays for the 99 times it doesn't.
The other weird thing is seeing the folks who take care of you at dinner. You also see them in like cabanas, in these other roles.
Right. Yeah.
And it always feels a little awkward. Like, are we supposed to? It's like seeing your therapist in public. Like, are we supposed to acknowledge that we know each other?
Like when you were a kid and your 6th grade teacher was at Kmart or something, and you were like, I don't know what to do here.
Or you see them smoking.
Oh, yeah.
That happened to me once, Miss Landers. Oh, good Lord. Anyway, you walk by this.
What you don't see them doing is drinking.
I walked by the teacher's lounge one day. And the door had I guess swung open or it's like and it just so happened I saw like the teachers in there smoking. I'm like, what? Yeah, that happened.
Scandalous.
So when you see your person in the place, I don't know how to act. And then somehow through some superhuman power thing, they are able to remember your name, date of birth.
Stuff you didn't tell them.
So I'm like, what kind of, have you been talking to the orthotics guy? Like, what? How do you know
this
these things?
Deep dive in information you got on me here.
They've got the file. It's like the FBI or something. But then after that, then it's like he's secret. It's like when you see them, like the second day this happens, you're like, now it's like, now I feel like we're kindred spirits. Yeah.
We're food buddies.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's it's an interesting. The whole thing is interesting.
It is weird.
I mean, there's a lot more we need to talk about.
Yeah. Just all of the trappings of cruise ships. Yeah. And there's so many bizarre things. Like, why is there always a place where I can buy a very, very expensive watch on a cruise ship? Why is that a cruise ship thing?
I don't know.
Why is the bizarre, cheesy portrait studio always on cruise ships? Why is that a cruise ship thing?
Because people like to have their pictures taken on vacation. I don't.
Yeah, but doing vacation things.
That's true. That's true.
You go in there and they'll take your goofy picture in front of this bizarre staircase that on a backdrop, and it's like
the Titanic.
Yeah.
Because why everyone wants that picture?
Yeah.
You remember that? Do you remember the vacation we were on and the ship sank? You remember that?
It's like, all right, say cheese, hold that smile, and we'll hit you with some water.
Let's recreate that.
There you go. Your heart will go on after you buy these orthotics.